Namaste everyone, Carla Bazemore here, and I'd like to share with you a chair pose today. A quick tutorial on Utkatasana, the chair pose. And I'm going to show you from behind because this is what I have seen in one of the classes I went recently. The instructor actually cued the participants to bring the toes in and the heels out, and this is what I saw. Okay? Now, if you look, my feet are too far apart, and that is putting a lot of pressure on the inside of my knees. And eventually, it will create pain in the knee. So you don't want to do this. My knees are buckling in, my heels are way apart. So the actual position, you keep your feet more parallel. Even if you bring your feet closer and closer together, your heels are going to be slightly apart, but not this, okay? Slightly apart. And then when you push your hips back, you lean a little forward. Your body weight is evenly distributed across your entire foot. And then you raise your arms up. So I'm going to show you the same thing from the front. So feet closer together, heels again slightly apart, maybe a finger or two, the distance between your heels, not more than that. And then you push your hips back, your knees are behind your toes, and then you lengthen the arms. Whatever you do here with your arms is really independent of what is going on in the rest of the body. And that's chair pose. Now you can also do chair pose with your feet hip width apart. Especially good for people that are just starting or have a really hard time balancing with the feet closer together. They feel very unstable doing chair pose like this. So start with your feet about hip width and then push your hips back. But notice the knees do not buckle in. Keep your toes and the knees going in the same direction. And your hips back, draw your belly in, and then arms coming up, shoulder height, or even cactus arms. And any other variation that you may be instructed to do. So now from the side, the chair pose from the side, same thing. Feet either closer together with the heels very slightly apart, or the feet about hip width apart. And then push your hips back and draw your belly below your navel in. Lengthen the spine, reach the arms. And that's chair pose. Okay? This is what I usually see. They move the knees forward and then try to do the chair like this. See, all of this is already hurting. At least it's hurting on me. All right, we don't want to push the knees forward. It's the knees moving over the ankles or a little behind the toes, and we're pushing the hips back because you really don't sit on a chair like this. We push the hips back and down, lengthening the arms. Again, you can do cactus arms. You can lengthen the arms behind you. It doesn't change the spine and the position of your legs and feet. And then coming out of that. Okay? Now, I have a chair here, and I'm going to demonstrate this using a chair. That's why it's called chair pose. So when you sit on a chair, I'm pushing my hips back and down. Okay? See, I'm almost sitting all the way. I'm going to sit. Okay, so I'm giving you this idea that we're not moving the knees forward. I cannot sit on a chair right now. There's no way I can sit on a chair. Okay, even if I was doing this, I cannot sit on a chair. So that's not chair pose. And it's putting a lot more pressure on my knees and lower legs, and it's actually hurting. So Here's the correct way of doing chair pose. Feet, again, either hip width apart or all the way together. But the heels are slightly apart. And then push your hips back. And you lean your trunk forward just so slightly. We're not doing this. Here's the traditional chair. See, now I can touch. Come back up. Touch. Come back up. This is going to build an enormous strength throughout your whole body. Touch. Come back up. Squeezing the shoulder blades together if you're doing cactus arms. You don't want to do the arms. You can still do a chair pose. Okay? But again, the emphasis here, it's not on doing this. Feet hip width apart or closer together with the heels maybe a finger or two apart. Namaste, everyone.